What's pop? And we are back with Draft League Semifinals. Just one game away from being in the finals. Hopefully we can pull it off with the heat sets that I'm bringing for this match, and we're taking on none other than one of my good friends, the Don Mefesto himself. Feel like this is easily a highly anticipated game, rivaling that of a Joey matchup, for example. If you tuned into the last Draft League, we were both in that, and we brought some meme teams versus each other for I think one of the later weeks. And he used a pound or a choreo in a way that would have shamed my mom. So yeah, I have to definitely try to get revenge for that. But this time we're going a more try-hard route because it's playoffs, even though I have some pretty fun sets on my team. But we agree that we're going to be bringing some good sets versus each other so that we can have a match to remember, hopefully. But yeah, he has a really strong team, so it's going to be a Herculean task to get through a difficult matchup like this with, you know, for example, having to deal with Chi-Yu and Iron Bundle on the same team. Pretty crazy, right? To get those mons back to back. Certainly is going to be a tough, kind of a dangerous offensive presence to deal with. But he also has Tera low kicks, and you know, at first I was like, okay, low kicks it's alright, mid-tier mons, whatever. But with Tera, this mon is insane because of the fact that with Tinted Lens it gets boosted, so it becomes extremely powerful with Tera. So that's definitely a mon I can expect to make an appearance. Another offensive option he has is something like, I don't know, maybe Dragalge with like Choice Specs, Draco Meteor could be kind of scary, but also like T-Spikes potentially is there as well. Now he has some great defensive mons in Donphan, Slowbro, and stuff like that. I guess you could also use Dragalge defensively. Sylveon is there as well, which could be either defensive or offensive, but that mon is really bulky, so could be annoying. He actually has 3 Tera captains on his team. With the budget that he had, he picked up Low Kicks, Magneton, and Sawsbuck. Now, I definitely think that Low Kicks is probably the more likely mon to make an appearance as a Tera captain, though I could also see Magneton potentially used in a similar way to how we had to face mons like Jolteon in the season, for example, where it Tera Ice and things like that, also like Electrode too. But yeah, I think that's an option if he wants to bring like Tera Ice Magneton, or I guess Sawsbuck. I don't think Sawsbuck's gonna make an appearance. It's not that great. Pikachu actually is kind of a low-key threat, right? Because if I have Ursaluna on my team, he could run Grass Knot. If I have other mons, he could just Volt Tackle, things like that. I mean, you can't underestimate Pikachu, even though he has it on his team and he has already made semifinals with a Pikachu. Like, you know, you can't underestimate that mon. I used it in OU, and that mon was destroying things left and right. So yeah, Light Ball's a scary item. But in any case, I definitely expect Chi-Yu Iron Bundle to make an appearance. Probably Donphan, Sylveon, Slowbro, Loki. Maybe like the first 6 mons, literally, right? With Dragalge being swapped in and out of something else. But also, we should mention Hawlucha, which is a pretty big threat if it's like Unburdened Sword Dance. But it is a form of hazard control he could bring with Defog. I've seen, I think, him run more supportive sets for that mon. I think definitely have to watch out for that. And I did take it into account in the team building process of this team. So let's get into my team. As you can see, the first mon here, which I'm sure you've been looking at, and it's time to talk about it, right? We need to talk about this mon, right? The elephant in the room, Choice Scarf Dudunsparce. Now, I think this set is actually incredible due to the fact that if you look at Mefesto's team, he has no ghost type Pokemon. He doesn't really have any good Tera normal switch-ins, right? I mean, unless he's running like Chinese Emvee or some Chinese Spadef set, like no mon's gonna be able to really want to take that Tera normal Boomburst or switch into it repeatedly. And with the Choice Scarf, we're faster than mons like Chi-Yu, for example, anything Chi-Yu and below, which leaves only 2 Pokemon that are faster than Dudunsparce naturally. Those Pokemon are Iron Bundle, which can't knock us out with any one hit from full, even if it's Choice Specs, and Hawlucha, which is the only mon, if running offensive, that can OHKO us with close combat. And we have multiple immunity/resistances on the team for that Pokemon. So I do think Dudunsparce has a lot of value here. We have Earth Power just in case of, you know, potential Tera Fire low kicks, and if it has Throat Chop and it's like Agility or something that's faster, we can check it with Earth Power at least over a Boomburst. But yeah, and also I guess for bulky Eviolite/Spadef Magneton, like, we'll at least have Earth Power for that if he decides not to Tera with it, but I don't see that set making an appearance. But just good coverage, I guess. We have Dragon Tail in case of any, it's like an emergency button. I'll probably never be clicking these 3 moves, but these are all like kind of emergency scenario moves. Dragon Tail's like for example, like Agility low kicks or some kind of set like that, or even like Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Slowbro, or something that gets out of hand, I can phase it out, position myself accordingly. Glare is good for paralysis, but yeah, overall this set, Tera normal Boomburst, I think it's going to be really, really good in this matchup, and that's exactly why I started with this Pokemon to begin with. I was like, yeah, let's just start off with a Choice Scarf Dudunsparce, why not, right? Now we have some good support for the team in Screamtail. This is generally going to be my lead, I think, in many scenarios with Rocky Helmet. And Rocky Helmet is good for like Rapid Spin Donphan, where I can consistently get up rocks. If they Rapid Spin, they get chipped. Boomburst Psyshock is a good combination because Boomburst is hitting a lot of stuff, just like, you know, the Dunsparce. No real good normal type switch in, so Boomburst is pretty powerful with you know, the 140 power that you're getting from this attack. And then Psyshock is there just in case of Calm Mind Sylveon, where we can actually, you know, do more damage to it than Boomburst with the Calm Mind. We can encore Pokemon like Swords Dance, Low Kicks, or any kind of utility mon that tries to set up, or any setup sweeper. Encore them into a move and just attack and force them to switch, take rocks damage, Rocky Helmet damage, and damage. Mon set to be faster than Chi-Yu, and some pretty nice and balanced Zen defense, 44-44. Then we have Chinese Emvee Hoopa. Gotta talk about Chinese Emvee Hoopa here. This has EVs in all 6 stats. My mascot, my good luck charm, this mon has been probably one of the best mons alongside the Dunsparce that I could ever drafted on a team. I mean, these mons are great Tera captains. 10 out of 10 for sure. Assault Vest is going to be great to sponge hits from Chi-Yu, Iron Bundle, Sylveon, Dragalge, I guess Slowbro, a lot of mons. Hyperspace Hole and Gunk Shot. Let me talk about these two moves, right? So Gunk Shot I'm running, ironic, right? Because we dodged the Gunk Shot last game. But Gunk Shot actually is great for this matchup because of Sylveon in particular, like Calm Mind Sylveon. Gunk Shot's the best way to break through Sylveon, and so if it's like Wish Protect, Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, Mono Hyper Voice with like Wish Protect, we actually can Gunk Shot into Hyperspace Hole, and Hyperspace Hole goes through protection, so in the end we're making a lot of progress. We only have 8 Gunk Shots, right? So we can Gunk Shot on a Wish, then Hyperspace Hole on a Protect, and then it's lower, right? Then we Gunk Shot again, Hyperspace Hole, and they can't recover enough from that. So it's a great way to break through Protect Mons, Wish Protect Mons in particular, like Sylveon. And yeah, then we have Terra Blast Fairy, which is going to be doing a lot of damage to Pokemon like the Low Kicks, the Chi-Yu and stuff. I don't have Shadow Ball on this set because I feel like I needed these 4 attacks. I needed Gunk Shot, Hyperspace Hole to deal with the Sylveon. I needed Terra Blast Fairy to deal with Mons like, you know, I mean, it just hits everything neutrally pretty well, right? Except for the Magneton, right? Yeah, Terra Fairy actually hits like everything neutrally pretty much. Really good move. Stab off the Terra Fairy, even though I'll probably prioritize Terraing the Dudunsparce. So I'd want to, I just have it just in case. But I'll mainly be clicking these other moves. Drain Punch is great for the Chi-Yu, because in case of a potential AV Chi-Yu, I could, you know, Drain Punch for a 2-hit KO and actually recover my health back too, which is pretty useful. So look at this, look at these EV spread. I just love this spread so much. Tanks every hit, does all kinds of damage. But that's not the only Chinese AV set we have. We're introducing now for the first time Chinese AV Quackleval. This set here was kind of designed to be more of a support set, but actually has some decent offensive presence where we can actually OHKO mons like Iron Bundle and stuff with close combat. Aqua Jet's good, kind of a emergency button to click versus a Chi-Yu that gets out of hand. It's easy to a KO, or any other weakened mon and potentially get a Moxie boost. U-turn for momentum versus Slowbro, because Slowbro kind of hardwalls Quackleval sets. So the U-turn can actually help us pivot out maybe into Hoopa or the Dunsparce for the Boomburst, or Zapdos, or even Meow. Rapid Spin is kind of the main focus of the set, so we can remove things like Sticky Web from Masquerain, Toxic Spikes from Dragalge, Hazards from Donphan. You already know. But yeah, good AV set that can actually check Iron Bundle and Chi-Yu really well. Like, it can sponge a Choice Specs Freeze Dry. Like, it's that bulky on you know, the special side as well with the AV. Like, this mon is nothing to mess around with. This EV spread is pretty nice. Can sponge a +2 attack from Low Kicks with the defense that we have. I mean, look at this, right? We got 4, 4, 4. We got the 6 and the 6. 6 with the 2 + 2 + 5 - 1 is 8. You know how it goes, right? Basically, it survives and does good damage. Then we have Choice Scarf Meowscarada. I think Choice Scarf Meowscarada is actually a pretty smart bring, just due to the fact that it's an emergency answer to fast mons like Scarf Chi-Yu or Iron Bundle. If it's Booster Energy Iron Bundle, we can check it with a bunch of other stuff, but I think having Choice Scarf is nice. And the reason I'm not kind of like modifying this Emvee spread to be maybe faster than only Chi-Yu and stuff like that is because if we have the max speed, we actually, well, first of all, we speed tie Quiver Dance plus 2 Masquerade. We outrun Agility Adamant low kicks with Jolly Max Speed Choice Scarf. So essentially, it's just good to have this really fast mon in case he, you know, gets out of hand with some of the other faster mons that he could potentially have. But yeah, Flower Trick knockoff, pretty good moves. Brick Break is there for the Chi-Yu and also for potential screens, as I have, while testing, faced screens matchups, and then U-turn for the momentum. Good mon. Finally, Zapdos. I think Zapdos is great. It can paralyze stuff, spread paralysis, so it slows things down for mons like Dudunsparce and Hoopa and Quack and stuff like that to be faster than. And then the static is great because, for example, he has a lot of U-turners like Hawlucha, low kicks and stuff that really, you know, appreciate getting parried for ourselves. They would love to be parried, so it would help us out a lot if we could do that. That's why I have the static and the T-Wave and the discharge, just potential para all around. Really solid mon, and this defense here plus the HP allows us to sponge a +2 Stone Edge from Hawlucha, because you can never underestimate Hawlucha. I've struggled a little bit versus that mon in the past before due to how like versatile it is and how it can, you know, put in a lot of work. But I think Joey had it the last league that we were in and it was pretty good. But yeah, so that is gonna be the squad for semifinals. I hope you all are excited for this game as much as I am. I'm definitely, well, I didn't get to practice with Joey, of course, because Joey's neutral. Mefesto is both of our friends, and you know, he doesn't want to, I guess, have any biases towards either of us. So yeah, I had Aim will help me test for this one, so hopefully we can come through. And with that, I will cue into the game whenever it begins, and hopefully it'll be a great one, so I'll see you all then. And so we are here with the semi-finals, taking on Mefesto the Don. Curious to see the true power of the Mafia when we're not memeing against each other like we did in the last draft league we were in. And yeah, it is time. We already found him. Let's see what he brings. I'm very curious. I'm very excited. Whew, alright. He's got the Iron Bundle, the Chi-Yu, the Sylveon, Dragalge, Hawlucha, and Tera Captain Low Kicks. Probably the 6th scariest Pokemon he could possibly bring versus me. It's kind of cool though not to see the Donphan or the Slowbro and like more of his defensive pivots. I guess it could be like Wish Sylveon perhaps. Maybe even like a bulkier Dragalge. I guess he could have Defog Hawlucha, but if it's not Defog and if it's Swords Dance, my best possible lead is probably just to get up rocks immediately. So I'm going to lead with Scream Tail, I think is what we're going to do. And then the rest of the mons can follow. But yeah, getting up early rocks can give us a lot of information. When you're up against a team that has Iron Bundle and Chi-Yu and stuff like that, and you want to know what item they are, just set up rocks. We'll get a lot of information that way on the sets, whether it's Scarf or not. So, you know, our Pokemon can have a much easier time destroying his team if we know exactly what, if they're locked in or not, basically. Here we go. Ooh. Semifinals, it's time. All right. He decides to challenge me. May or may not be his first mistake. Could be my first mistake. You never know. But he leads Sylveon versus my Scream Tail, and honestly, I'm fine with this. Like, in testing, I faced like screens, I faced Wish, Calm Mind, stuff like that. I have Encore, so I'm good with that. Getting up rocks, I think, will be pretty good overall. And we'll also kind of get to see what he wants to do. It could also be like an offensive set, but we'll kind of know that immediately based on what he goes for here. Let's find out. I should also note he's allowed to baton pass if he's not passing stats. So he could pass, or even a sub. He can't pass those either, but he can pass like regularly just for momentum if he has that. Let's see. Hyper Voice, okay. That is Choice Specs anything. Okay, so this is a Choice Spec Sylveon. That's already good to know that it can't recover. What are my options here? So I don't think I want to switch out, right? Hoopa taking damage. It's not going to be a 2-hit KO, but it's going to be probably a 3-hit KO. Like, you saw how much it did to Scream Tail, which is pretty crazy. I think I'm going to go for a Psyshock. Psyshock should be doing more damage than Boomburst due to the fact that its Fizz Def is less than its Spadef. Alright, that's a good chip. Pretty good chip overall. And we knock out, well, they knock us out there. Crit did not matter. And now, here, I think the play is perhaps, we could go Hoopa, I think, and Gunk Shot. I don't think anything else we have is a guaranteed knockout. I guess maybe Meowscarada could probably knock it out with Flower Trick, but he has a good number of switch-ins for it, like Hallelujah and things like that, which could have Defog. I feel like the best way to potentially pressure this turn, like apply a lot of pressure, is probably going Hoopa. Dudunsparce, it doesn't seem like, according to the calc, it can knock it out with a Boomburst Tera, so I'm going to go Hoopa here. Now, I'm not going to Tera, because I feel like Tera Hoopa looks great. One thing I noticed is that he has no switch-ins to Boomburst on his team, so if we can hit this Gunk Shot, that will be great. I think that's the play. The Hyper Voice, it does a decent amount. Gunk Shot here, leave it to me to hit the Gunk Shot in this league, am I right? Gotta show you all how it's done. Gotta show you all how to hit a Gunk Shot real quick. Nice. And so we knock out the first Mon there. Rocks are pretty nice as well. So now I'm curious to see what he brings in. So it could probably be the Chi-Yu that comes in maybe, or perhaps, what else could he bring in here? Low Kicks I could see also coming in. It's gonna be the Hallelujah, okay. Takes rocks damage as well. So here's the thing. I could easily switch into Zapdos, but I could also stay in. The question is, how much is a Brave Bird doing to Hoopa? Brave Bird is actually going to be able to knock me out from this range if he is offensive. Like part of me wants to Hyperspace Hole here, just to knock this out, because I don't know if he's going to Brave Bird or not, but just to preserve Hoopa, which I think I do need for Dragalge, I'm going to go into Zapdos and see what happens. If he defogs on this turn, he's a madman, because all my Hoopas have been AV. And I could just switch up moves. He does defog. Okay, that's fine. I could have knocked this out with Hyperspace Hull. I was really tempted to. But I needed my Hoopa. I definitely needed it. We get Thunder Wave here pretty freely. He's not brought the Donphan, so there's no immunity to the Thunder Wave, so we can go for that. Should be pretty good. U-turns out. Do we get Static? No Static. And he brings in the Dragalge. Okay, I figured as much. So paralyzing this Dragalge is actually going to be really cool, just because of the fact that, I mean, Draco Meteor itself is not a 100% accurate move, and now you are adding a layer of paralysis to the mix, so it could be pretty nice. Now, I do expect a Draco Meteor to come out here. Like, why wouldn't he click it? Unless it's T-Spikes, which, I mean, I have Rapid Spin for anyways on my Quack, which I could go into. I could go hard into Quack and go for the Rapid Spin. But then if he decides to Draco or whatever, that could be kind of annoying to get this thing chipped down and not be able to do anything back to it. And I want to keep this thing healthy because of the fact that it's pretty good versus Bundle and Chi-Yu and stuff like that. So I'm going to go into Hoopa instead. Hoopa's like my good luck charm, so let's see if we can get a little Tera going. Why not, right? Some fortune. Nice. A little bit of fortune right there. You already know. So I could probably Hyperspace Hole. I mean, he has 2 dark types, but like he saw a Gunk Shot, so he may expect Physical or Drain Punch or something. I also have been Terra Blast Fairy for all the times I've been running it, so maybe he doesn't want to you know, switch into his dark type with that, but maybe he does, who knows. All I know is I don't want to Tera with this mon because I think Tera Fairying this mon opens me up to Sludge Bombs, so probably not a good idea to do that. Like if I don't need to Tera this mon, I think we're gonna be in a great position because of the Dudunsparce Tera normal. I think it just nukes everything, right? If whenever you bring it in, it's gonna do a lot to pretty much everything. Though we are playing a game without rocks, so I will probably need to get some chip on certain mons, some nice chip damage. He switches out into low kicks. Yo, if I click Tera Fairy, Tera Blast, oh, I would have knocked this out immediately. That's a crazy switch though. I really thought like Chi would have been a much safer switch because then I could have, then I actually could have Tera with Hoopa and just Drain Punch and knocked it out in 2 hits. But yeah, let's go into Zapdos obviously on this mon because mon's a huge threat, and Zapdos, Fizzed Up Zapdos is the only way we can handle it consistently, I should say, because we have Roost for the longevity. It's gonna be Tera Bug. Okay, Tera Bug is kind of nice. Ooh, okay, Tera Bug is gonna do a lot. U-turn, how much is it gonna do? And potential for fortune here as well with the static. So let's see what happens. Static, we got it. Ooh, we got it. So these are the crucial like paralysis stuff that we need. Like we paralyzed the Dragalge, we paralyzed the low kicks. Like slowing things down is gonna be so nice for the end game. And just for like the best possible chance of us getting as much fortune as we can, right? Like I mean that's what we gotta do. That's what playoffs is all about, trying to get as much fortune as you can. Hopefully I don't cash it all out though. I need some for the finals if I end up winning this game. If I somehow end up winning it. But he's like making really good plays though, with the U-turn, keeping up momentum. So I'll definitely need to start punishing some switches at some point in time. We'll see what happens. Dragalge's back. So I think we can probably do the same thing and just go Hoopa, I think. Let's I think I can live with Draco Meteor if it's not Choice Specs. I'm pretty sure, maybe. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Why not? GG, it's Emvee, right? I mean, it's the mascot. The Magician! Ooh! Twice. Like, I would say that I feel bad for the paralysis, but this is, like, entirely intentional. Like, I'm supposed to see this happening, so I'm not going to apologize. But, yeah, it is fortunate for us. Really tempted to Drain Punch on the Chi-Yu. I could also Tera Blast, but I feel like he's been making some really good switches and stuff like that, and really aggressive plays. I think I'm gonna lock into hyperspace. Let's see what happens. He either will switch or stay in, obviously. But yeah, he might expect me to try to predict the switch now because he made such an aggro switch into low kicks. I'm gonna hyperspace hole. We get it, nice. Okay, this is really good damage on the Dragalge. It lives though, which is I guess to be expected. He Draco Meteors. Yeah, we eat that up easily. Easily eat that up. Ooh, is that a Jetpack? Oh, it is a Jetpack Dragalge. That's cool. That's really, really cool. So he got himself some momentum here. And he's been generating momentum pretty well with, you know, Hawlucha, low kicks, now Dragalge. So really cool to see that in action. Of course, the damage on it now with the paralysis makes it pretty much a sack. It can't do anything to any other mon anymore. Like every mon will have a move to knock it out with. So yeah, this is great for us. Good damage here. So we made one of the calls correctly for us. That's good. So now I do believe, I want to say low kicks probably can just come in and U-turn now pretty safely. Can probably come in safely, right? Is that Chiyu? Chiyu? Yeah, it is. Okay, so the only downside is that rocks are gone, so I can't really know exactly what set this is. So I probably could Drain Punch here and sack Hoopa. I'm committing to the Tera Dudunsparce anyways, so I'm not gonna Tera a Fairy with this mon. Yeah, Hoopa did really well. Hoopa has done extremely well in applying some early pressure. Dark Pulse. Yo, imagine, you know, if I actually Tera Fairy there, I would have survived the Dark Pulse easily. Which is so funny to think about, but it was not worth doing in case he went for the fire move, which I think the fire move was all around the better move to click in that turn. But I do believe that going into Quacklevolt here is probably the play, because I don't think that he'd want to stay in versus this mon. I could go into it in U-turn, right? I could basically go into it in U-turn. Of course, there's a chance that he may not be locked in, and his best move to hit me with would be Psychic, which I can survive anyways, and I have Aqua Jet as an emergency button to click if things get out of hand with this Pokemon. But I do think I want to commit to the U-turn here. I feel like it's just an all-around good play to bring in Dudunsparce safely, because Tera Dudunsparce does not OHKO Chiyu, but with a U-turn I think it might. I'm gonna run the calc after this though and see how much damage this Chiyu takes. Yeah, okay, so it's not locked in, and that looks to be pretty offensive, and I think that's enough damage. Pretty sure. Because I could either go Meowscarada and Brick Break, or yeah, maybe Brick Break or U-turn. But I do think the Dudunsparce, because it outruns, Choice Scarf Dudunsparce outruns Chiyu guaranteed, because we know that it's not locked in, it's not Choice Scarf Chiyu. And the Boomburst, Tera Normal, does like 79%. So I'm gonna go to Dudunsparce here, I think is the best play. Because this Chiyu is already like, it's taken enough damage. Yeah, this Boomburst is gonna hurt a lot. Let's go ahead and do it. He's not gonna expect this at all. And he has no switch-ins either, so like if he knew what set I was, the optimal play would be to go Dragalge and sack, but I'm gonna pray that this Chiyu drops instantaneously right now. Alright, here we go. It's time for the Tera Dudunsparce. Look at that mon. Ah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful mon. Boomburst coming through. Obliterated. Yep, Chiyu is gone. Chiyu, more like see you. You like that one? Ah, okay. So this is really good. The only mon that can actually OHKO our Dudunsparce is probably Hawlucha. Hawlucha's the only mon, because even a Choice Banded Tera Bug Adamant First Impression from low kicks is not gonna OHKO us, and it's gonna just give us another speed boost, which means we will, I think, win the game on spot, right? Because if we get hit by a bug type attack, or a dark type attack for that matter, we get a +1 speed boost, and with the Choice Scarf combined, unless Bundle is Scarf or something, we outrun everything. Okay, so he does go into Hawlucha, and so should I go Zapdos? Now, first I'm gonna run the calc here, and I'm gonna see if I should go into this mon or not. And okay, so first of all, yeah, it's a guaranteed OHKO. Close combat's a guaranteed OHKO on the Dudunsparce. Can't go into that if it's max attack adamant. I could sack Quacklevolt here, but the most that close combat is doing to Zapdos is 21%, or around 21%. I'm above 50% because I'm at green HP. I could probably, so I think I want to save, I'm going to save Quackle as a sack, and I'm going to go Zapdos here. Because Zapdos can survive. This is going to be, I think, a sack game, right? Because we are going to have to bring in Zapdos, and we're going to have to heal up to a good amount of percentage. He's going to probably switch out after that into another Mon. We have to sack a Mon, bring back the Dun, knock it out. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. Yeah, okay, so we eat that up really, really well. Does a little less than I thought. But that's good. So, I don't know if he's had Stone Edge on this thing or not. I hope he doesn't. Hope there's no Stone Edge on this Mon. But if it's Defog, it probably has Roost. No, it's Defog U-turn, right? So, and we saw Close Combat. Defog, U-turn, Close Combat, Roost, maybe? So maybe he doesn't have Brave Bird then. Maybe that's why he didn't go for it on Hoopa. Food for thought. But U-turns out into... Ah. The Iron Bundle is here. The threat. Now, the good thing is that I guarantee survive any hit from this Mon with my Yachi Berry, but I'm not going to risk my Zapdos just yet due to the fact that I will need Zapdos for Hawlucha and Low Kicks. Those two Mons are super big threats. I don't want to risk Zapdos getting a freeze just now, so I want to probably sack Quackleval here. Because if I sack Quackleval, I can bring in the Dunsparce again. I get another knockout. So essentially what I'm going to try to do is reduce the number of members on his team as much as I possibly can. So that it's going to be like a Zapdos / the Dunsparce endgame. And if I remove more pieces on his team, I'll have less to worry about in case something bad happens to Zapdos. So now we get to bring in the Dunsparce. And yeah, we pretty much live any hit. If this thing is choice specs, we easily eat it up. Yeah, Bundle is a huge threat. This Mon is pretty insane for what it can do in terms of speed and power. This thing is a top tier threat. Flip turn. Okay, so we know for a fact that this Mon is not choice scarfed. Because it just switched up moves, so it could be heavy duty boost. I didn't see booster energy on it, so it could have another item perhaps. It could be something else, I'm not sure though. So yep, Dragalge's the sack here, perfect. We've removed one of the Mons that he could possibly sack later on, so this is great. The thing with Hawlucha is that if I stay in on a potential close combat, or sorry, if I stay in on a potential close combat, the U-turns, I get a speed boost and I win because I'll be faster than Bundle and Hawlucha afterwards because of the rattled speed boost. This is where the mind games come into play because he's gonna have to make a choice here. Yeah, exactly. Hawlucha comes back, has to come back, right? Low Kicks gets destroyed, Bundle gets destroyed. I think my play is, so I have one more sack. I have Meowscarada as a sack as well. And so the question is, does he U-turn here or does he close combat here, right? What's my guaranteed way of winning this? I feel like, okay, if he U-turns, he goes Bundle. If he U-turns, he goes Bundle, I sack Meow, I bring back the Dun, he has to sack either Bundle or Low Kicks. And then goes back into Hawlucha, and it's another 50-50. Let's try this out. So in this way, I think I'll at least get rid of another Mon, so we have a less of a layer to have to get around. Because I still have one more sack, right? So it's going to be Zapdos to Dun, I think, afterwards. So let's see if it plays out to how I think it is going to play out. Exactly, you turn out. And he's going to bring in, which, by the way, is crazy to, U-turn on the Dunsparce because he immediately could have lost the game if I stayed in, but he made a great play overall. Goes Iron Bundle, yep. We have our Yachi Berry intact as well. Let's sack Meowscarada here, I think. I could immediately knock out the, because I could actually just discharge here and knock this out immediately, but then I have I have a full HP low kicks Tera bug to worry about with probably first impression and stuff like that. So, and then Hawlucha, right? So, yeah, I don't want to get Zapdos too weak. Let's go into Meow here. Because I think with the way that this game is going to turn out, it's going to be really close, but I feel like we have the pieces. I don't think I'm messing anything up here by sacking Meow. So let's try this. Because, yeah, we're going to get to bring back in Dudunsparce. Another Pokemon will be Dudun 4. And so I do think that the sack has to be low kicks. Because he needs Bundle for the Zapdos. Of course, him not knowing that I have Yachi Berry is pretty crucial. And because if he keeps Hawlucha and low kicks, neither of them can probably muscle through Zapdos. So he needs Bundle. He needs Hawlucha for the Dudunsparce. Because neither Bundle nor low kicks will be enough for Dudunsparce on their own. This is all like one big chess game. One mind puzzle. To try to... it takes a lot of critical thinking to kind of like make sure that we end up with the pieces that we need. It's all like one big sack game at the end of the day. And like knockout, switch, or switch or stay in, sack, knockout, switch or stay in, sack, etc. So he'll flip turn here. Dudunsparce still out of range of Bundle's attacks. Like its stronger attacks. Like I'll still have a Hydro Pump from this range for sure. Because it's not choice specs. So yeah, I think the sack has to be low kicks here, right? If it's Hawlucha, I think we win on the spot. Yep, low kicks. And so this is exactly why I saved my Tera, because Tera Boomburst with the normal Tera is always gonna OHKO low kicks. Without the Tera, it would have been a 2-hit KO. Close OHKO, but not quite. So now Hawlucha's gonna come back in. Question is he gonna U-turn out? Is he gonna U-turn out here, or is he gonna close combat? That's gonna be interesting, right? So now is the next layer of the mind games. So he's already been U-turning out. If I Boomburst here, which I'm really tempted to do on a potential U-turn, if he U-turns, I win. If he close combats, I think I still might win. Because I have my Yachi Berry. Because I could also hard switch here, but then if he U-turns out into Bundle, that could be bad. Yeah, this is an incredibly close game. Really close, down to the wire. Okay, so I think I'm gonna Boomburst here. He close combat this turn. Ooh, okay. He close combated this turn. So that was a phenomenal read, because I also could have gone Zapdos there, but yeah, pretty much a 50-50 with the mind games, because sometimes he's U-turning, sometimes he's staying in. Very good call. But now we go Zapdos here, right? And so I'm surprised he hasn't gotten paralyzed at all. I'm very surprised. I could probably just slow this thing down, right? I could also Roost just to keep myself healthy, because at the end of the day, I want to keep myself as healthy as possible for the bundle, just in case it crits, right? If it's not choice specs, and if it crits through my Yachi, I can live if I'm at a full or close to full amount of HP. Right, because if he's like protective pads, maybe he doesn't get parried by discharge, and I don't want him to get enough damage on me right now. So I think the play is probably to Thunder Wave. Close combat's here, does nothing. No para, no static, I assume. Thunder Wave. Oh, right, I forgot he has Limber. He's a Limber set. I keep thinking in my mind, okay, it's probably Mold Breaker if it's not Unburden, but I completely forgot this mon got Limber. So that's smart. Not to be getting parried or anything like that naturally due to your ability. Cool. But now we get the Roost off. pretty sure with, yeah, this amount of HP, even after a close combat, I'll be able to live even a crit ice move from bundle with my Yachi. So I'm pretty sure I can. Not gonna roost again. He Brave Birds here. Okay, so Brave Bird was his last. So it wasn't a roost set then. It was Defog, U-turn, close combat, and Brave Bird. You know what would be actually really scary though? If Bundle was Focus Sash all along, and that's why he defogged. And so, oh shoot, please, please. Yo, if Bundle is Focus Sash, I'm gonna be so sad. Please don't be Sash Bundle. Yeah, there's no rocks on the field right now. Oh no. Discharge Para actually could come in handy. Come on. Freeze Dry, okay. Yashi Berry. I'll live this. Okay, no freeze, no freeze, no freeze, no freeze. Yashi Berry, okay. Okay, discharge. No sash, no sash. Let's go! Let's go! Ah! And this has been the Lord versus the Don. The Chinese Dynasty versus the Mafia. Or maybe even the Don versus the Dun. GG, it's Emvee. This one's for my mom. What an epic, phenomenal game. We're playing this game pretty late into the night for me as well because of time zones, and I'm 3 glasses of wine in, so I'm glad I was able to stay focused and clutch the win. Definitely going to be sleeping well tonight, but yeah, Mefesto played this super well. I mean, his prediction game is easily on another level because he made the riskiest plays that I wouldn't expect anyone else to make in a playoffs. Like, I don't know if he practices Russian roulette or something. Like, for example, one of those times he clicked U-turn versus my Dudunsparce. If I stayed in, I get the rattle boost, I become faster than Halucha and Iron Bundle, and I win on the spot. Insane. And also he switched in low kicks versus a potential Tera Fairy Hoopa, or staying in and defogging with Halucha on potential hyperspace hole or psychic attack. Insane. Definitely go watch his side as well and subscribe to him as well. He's a great friend of mine. And so this puts us in finals. I'm not going to spoil the results of the other game in case some of y'all have not seen it yet and want to watch it and have watched my video first. So feel free to do that. But yeah, pretty insane season so far. And you know, we made it all the way to the very end. Regardless if we win or lose the finals, I'm pretty happy where we ended up with for this season with this team, because we got all the videos up to the very end, so didn't have to cut the season off shortly and not have an extra video. Like for example, the last league that we did, my run got cut short in the playoffs, while in like the first game of the playoffs, so didn't have the extra 2 games. Now we actually have all the games, so more content for you all, of course. But yeah, looking forward to the finals game. Hope you all enjoyed this one in particular. This was just a fantastic game overall, and I think it's just peak Draft League performance. This was just really solid. He played well. I think I played also pretty well, and yeah, this was amazing. So yeah, definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.